Good morning, everybody. It's Saturday morning. I did not get to record yesterday, so here I am doing a Saturday morning edition of Kayal Podcast Home, which will be then titled Kayal Goes to the Gym. It's going to be a real quick one today. Just give you an update on the things I've been up to. I'm getting ready for a thing called Octal on Facebook, the Octal Comics group. It's basically a workshop where you put something together and they have all the publishers' submission guidelines streamlined into one thing. So you put it in there and then it goes out to a whole bunch of publishers. That's the promise. I'm looking forward to it. I'm considering ideas for it. There's this thing called, I'm not going to share the term for it because there's probably a better word for it, like in another language. But the idea is like when you're driving and you have like that Christopher Walken Annie Hall moment, or if you're at a really high space and you're like, oh, what would it be like to jump off or whatever? Like I've been thinking about like a story like that, and I'm thinking about like the tone it would be. And like, I'll be honest with you guys, my ideas are inspired by the things that I ingested over time. Like this one had like there's a lot of dark elements to it, so probably like the main question would be like, do you think about the future? Because to me, that is the most like defining quality in how a person goes about in the world. Because people who don't think about the future, they don't like prepare. They don't care. They don't like, they're interested in short-term gains. And it's like you see people that are like making a shitload of money, but they screw over 1 million people, like, and they get caught doing it. They're like, oh, I didn't realize I was going to jail. Like that's like a defining quality for me on like what I think people do. So that's one idea. The other idea I've been batting around is sort of like, I love how anime like takes like other mythologies and just twists them and makes them work. Not even anime, just like storytelling in general. Like, I wanted to take something like Norse mythology and just twist it into a sci-fi story, because for a couple weeks ago I was thinking of nothing but robots. Like, I was watching Terminator, I was watching Recreators, I was like lamenting the fact that there's no giant robot anime out right now that's the giant robot anime to watch right now. Like, I was like, Giga put a video out on YouTube a couple weeks ago about the history of mecha and all that. So I was on this huge robot kick, and like just like technology and stuff like that. Like, I was looking up YouTube videos. Like, we have actual drones and gliders at the Hobgoblin like and Green Goblin rider exist now. Like, there's only so much like when we were kids we wanted jetpacks. Like, when our parents were kids they wanted jetpacks, and it turns out there are jetpacks in the world, and it gets even better because there are things better than jetpacks. Because a jetpack, you put it on your back and you fly. Like now we have skateboards that fly over stadiums, and it's so awesome. So like I'm like kicking around ideas for something like that in the workshop once that starts up. So I don't know about permission, but like Reva Fox, I did a review of her book 30 Deep. That's up. I'm gonna make that public if I haven't already. And let's see. it's the last week of Lent, and for those that don't know, Lent is when Catholics give up something for 40 days and 40 nights. I think it's kind of like if you ever saw it's either 40 Days or 40 Nights with Josh Hartnett, where he gives up sex and masturbation for 40 days and 40 nights. Like, I don't think it was for Lent, but I think he was like, all right, I could bet that. Like he did it as a bet. And it's one of those like old gross out movies that has its good moments, but it's like, really? I mean, it had Shannon Sossaman in it. I think that's her name. She had like a great run in the early 2000s with like A Knight's Tale and 40 Days, 40 Nights, and I'm trying to think what she's on now, because I saw her in something not too long ago. But what was it? Lent. So I gave up eating out in restaurants, and for the most part, I've not had like lunch while I'm working. I haven't spent money on food. Like I haven't stopped in and gotten like a breakfast sandwich and then like later in the day for like gotten a sandwich at a fast food place. Like, I've been going to supermarkets, I've been going to dollar stores and just getting snacks at the dollar store because it's the same stuff and it's only $1. Like Dollar Tree, like Family Dollar and Value Dollar and Dollar General, they're not real dollar stores. Like, they have nicer things, but you're not spending $1 on everything. So, like, Dollar Tree is where it's at if you want to just snack up. Then, what else? I would go to supermarkets, and if you have a supermarket with a hot bar or a salad bar or an olive bar, you can get away with spending so little. It's amazing how like cheap but still good food you can get. Like Wegmans, for example, that's my go-to. I go to Wegmans, I get a roll for 69 cents, or I get a bagel for 89 cents, whatever they are. I make sure I pick up like a plastic knife from the food court, and I just make my own sandwich. They have lettuce, they have cheese, they have like the protein bar, and you can do this at your own supermarkets. It's like, you don't have to just accept what's there. You can be creative. You can be like I had a sandwich the other day that was enchilada chicken sauce, or no, it wasn't the mole sauce, but it was with kale, and that was delicious. It was on one of those Miami onion buns. So good. And like you can customize your own guacamole if they have that, because I'll buy a bag of chips at the dollar store, like the tortilla chips. Like, if you can't do that, find the $2 bag, the $1.49 bag of like generic tortilla chips. I mean, if you like Tostitos that much, go ahead. Spend $4 on chips that like you could get pretty much the same quality, same amount for less. Then get the guacamole, put the salsa on there, put the salsa verde on there, they have this one, Wegmans has this one roasted corn salsa, and it is spicy as frick. It's so good. And the great thing is you can take other things too. Like yesterday was Friday, so it was Lent. So I took guacamole. I took popcorn shrimp because like they had a fish bar, because this is how you know it's Lent. You start seeing commercials for fish sandwiches. Arby's, fish sandwich. McDonald's, hey, the McFish, the fish fillet sandwich is on the menu. Just letting you know. And like Popeyes, $5 box of popcorn shrimp, whatever. Pretty decent food. But I gave all that up for, like, I didn't want to eat alone anymore. Like, I treat Lent as like, as a lifestyle change experiment where I'm still eating just as bad, but I'm eating differently. I'm not like I'm hungry at the end of the day, but I'm not like stuffing my face with food like whenever I stop. So it's worked out pretty well. Like, I haven't lost any weight or anything like that. I should have worked out more, but that's always, like, I could always work out more. That's why one of the video things I'm considering this summer, is spring into summer into fall, is the running project. The running project is basically me. I'm gonna wear a GoPro. I'm gonna figure out some like routes and all that, and just build up the routes and go to places and run. And I'd like to, in the fall, either end it on a 5K turkey trot, or the reason is I saw on Instagram and Twitter, like, I'm a Bert Kreischer fan, the Machine. That dude is a former athlete, and I say that he was a former college baseball player, and over time he just got fat. So him and Tom Segura, they're both comedians, they had a weight loss challenge, and it's inspiring because they just sat down, or they didn't sit down, they just like bunkered down and just lost weight. And Tom Segura lost like 40 pounds, like Bert Kreischer lost like, in like whatever the time was, like either a month or whatever, he lost 45 pounds. And like, I've done stuff like that before, but I've never lost that much. And like, whenever Ari Shaffir, Bert Kreischer, Tom Segura, and Joe Rogan get together, something interesting always happens. Like, they stop drinking for a month, or they do hot yoga for like 10 times in a month, or 15 times in 30 days. And I don't know, like, something like that I'm really tempted to do, and whatever. And I think the running project is going to be my version of that. And the idea is, like, I'll record on Saturdays, do a legitimate amount of running, like, either, because I live around a lake, I can run around that. That's about 2.5 miles, give or take. I don't know for sure. Hopefully, because my lake, it has like landslide issues right now. Hopefully that's taken care of real soon. That's a pain in the ass. But I have like country roads, I have like forests, I have tracks that I have available to me. So I just want to do like quick videos, and like, not quick videos. I'm gonna be running my ass off. That's probably gonna take a couple hours, but just like do before the run, after the run, do shots, a speed run, like play through, like, just like take the video footage, so it's not just me running, and just speed it up so that it's like within an hour, and do cuts, do scenery, all that. So let's see, goals. It's the weekend. I'm gonna go see Tomb Raider later with family. So once I see that, I'm going to post a box office bomb squad, because like, I really should do one of those more often. And move up. So I'm going to do a box office bomb squad for Tomb Raider. I'm going to just do postings on, because I was right. I called it. Black Panther was like the #1 movie for like 5 weeks in a row, and that just killed a lot of high-profile projects. I called it on a certain movie. I'll get into that in Box Office Bomb Squad, but gonna definitely do one of those later. So, all right, guys, peace.